Hello, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. Those being Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and L, without whom we would do nearly as much of the things we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. And if you're watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live.
Or don't relax. We're not your mom.
Hello,
I'm
everyone.
not your mom, but you can call me mommy.
Nah, I'm good.
Welcome back
That was unsettling.
to Wrath and Glory Under the Steel Sky. I am William or Shawnee, and I am your game master and herding this entire band of cats. And
That's really insulting to cats.
Band of Cats is my Heim cover band.
and joining me today, we have Sen.
I'm Sen. I'm playing Ceres Artinos, Inquisitorial Interrogator. And my
Yes, what is your objective?
objective for the week is to have my character sheet open so I can tell you what my objective is.
You
We
can
already
use
filled
my
that
number
one.
4 if you want.
I
I don't think it'll go very well.
have to postulate on the weakness of the mutant, the alien, or the renegade.
I feel like
You
that would be
have
a
to
really fun,
say
just sort of like
any-
switch one step around for everyone.
You have to, in other words, you have to say any single word in character.
It's not that easy.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Tina, an orc pilot, and my objective is... Oh, look at that. It's the same one. Solve a problem with the sage knowledge that bigger is better.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Remy Mera. And decry the violence and villainy of authority. Again, say any single word in character.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Blair Hart, Ganger Scum, and explain how a common object has an alternative use, probably as a weapon.
And Jack.
Hey, everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Aristarchus Dactyl, who is a tech adept of the Adeptus Mechanicus. And today I get to extol the virtues of augmetics over the weakness of the flesh.
I'm
Again, saying anything in character for Aristarchus ever, roughly.
I'm concerned about the fact that we've used up all of our good rolls.
Yeah, they're gone
Also-
now.
On rolling our objectives.
Also, I would just like to say that if somebody from a Clive Barker film comes to you and says, would you like to experience sensations? If you don't have a pause for thought, there's something wrong with you, and that's why we're opposed to Slaanesh.
Or you just don't know what Clive Barker means as far as movies are concerned.
Listen, are you asking if I
Hellraiser.
would get it on with a Cenobite? Because no, I would not fucking hesitate. It doesn't matter which one.
I picked
Jeremy, in some ways, you and I are very different people.
I picked up Hellraiser from context clues, but I would not be able to tell you that Clive Barker was the person responsible for the Hellraiser movies.
Especially the new one, the new Hellraiser. Because damn.
But there are still contextual questions that you should ask before just wholeheartedly assenting to whatever offer is being made.
Agree to disagree.
What we're getting at here is Jeremy.
One
would
of
fit
us
in
isn't
very
going to
well
just
amongst the
end up
Hedonites of
dead
Slaanesh.
because they're not willing to investigate a situation slightly further.
First of all, you're probably not going to end up dead. You're going to end up a Cenobite.
You're going to end
Which
up worse than
Show
dead.
me the fucking downside other than a little bit of pain.
A little bit?
Look, at some point you start to like it.
Little bit.
Look, Jack,
I don't know what's
we are
happening.
from the broken generations.
That doesn't mean
This is not out of character.
my entire sense of self-preservation hasn't been somehow beaten out of me or just discarded as though it's not necessary.
There was a quote in a skit recently that I watched that I loved, which was, "We can't market to millennials. They're afraid that the healthy food will make them live longer."
All I'm saying is hashtag Pinhead Daddy.
Black Lives Matter, trans right to human rights.
We're not
Eat
done
the
going
rich.
through the circle, are we?
Yes, we literally are.
We did.
Oh, did we?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I was last. I'm usually
Yeah.
last.
I wasn't going to go to that level of diversion, even for me, until we had finished all the intros.
I heard Jeremy, Jack, me, and then nothing else.
So you heard nothing in between
Wow.
that, because that was not the order that
Okay.
went in.
Yeah.
That means that they hate us, Mara.
Listen, it's
I
ADHD brain. I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I have ADHD. Time has no meaning, literally. And if I wasn't paying attention, it didn't happen.
Yep. No, legit.
All right. Mara and I are not important, is what I'm hearing. Thank you.
Look, I
Single tier.
have difficulty paying attention to where my children are, okay?
And also,
So anyway,
this stream is powered by Sirenscape.
There we go.
Cool.
Defend drag.
Oh, there's the
Fuck yeah.
music.
Defend drag, not fend drag, which
No,
is all I heard.
defend. I'm sorry. Okay, if you can't even hear the first syllable of a word,
Then it's
I'm
like
not even
fend-
going to back you up
fend
on
off.
that.
In that case, I didn't hear the first syllable, not because I wasn't paying attention, but
That's where that word
because
comes from.
the first syllable got cut off, but either by my speakers or your microphone, one of the two.
Oh. Fair enough. It's okay,
I
my
like
shirt made up for
You
it.
know, that wouldn't be a problem if you got your ears replaced by some quality medics from the Adeptus
Hey, if I
Mechanicus.
had
Hey, I
the-
get a third round.
If I had the option, I
Dear
would.
God.
Sign me the fuck up. Anything
When
else
last
tonight
we
is said.
left our agents,
Hold
as I
on,
will
I want to go on a
forcibly
I want to go on a
ragdoll the
5-minute
How are these cats
I want to go on a
going?
5-minute rant first about how the tech boy who is arguing about against the Cenobites is part of a church that functionally turns people into Cenobites.
No, we don't. Not even close.
Just without the horniness.
They've got
So
the
therefore,
horniness,
we've
they just-
lost the completely fundamental aspect of what makes a Cenobite
You're
a
making
Cenobite. So you
Cenobites,
can't-
but making them wrong.
without the horniness, and
which
also
means we're
without-
not making Cenobites.
and also without the pain receptors.
I don't know what this means, but the only
I
thing
mean,
I
it's
can
like-
think of when people say Cenobites is the just like an ammonite, just sort
Right.
of that. And I
No,
don't know
no,
if that's right or
no,
not, but
no.
that's what's
It's
in
very
my
much
brain
not.
now.
What I'm saying
you're
is,
well.
is you're like when you go into the store and the cheap knockoff toys that are mostly the name of the actual toy,
Yes, the
but
phenobites.
slightly off. Yes.
Yeah, the phenobites. Yeah.
Yes.
when last we left
Did
our
I make it
agents,
5 minutes?
We've angered the champ.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Okay, cool.
I have not been disturbing
That's
anything.
happened.
I was gonna say Holly has been
Holly is-
very well
Listen,
behaved
yeah, no, you
this
already
entire
dropped-
time,
You already
and
dropped
I
the
will.
I
hospital
gave
high
up.
side out.
Decided to join the chaos.
So
Hey, what's going on?
I will fucking murder you. When last we left our agents.
No, I know you can't even start now.
Damn it, Jeremy!
Okay.
When last we left our agents, we got our equipment upgraded, and we determined where we needed to go in order to kill some aliens and find an Inquisitor.
Thank
Yep.
you. Yes. Specifically, the information that had been gathered and the plans that had been arranged involved the communication with the Digtinka tribe regarding pointing them in the right direction and finding out exactly where these enemies are supposedly located, specifically in an underground series of tunnels that have been marked with adjuration wearings. Somewhere underneath the ground floor of the city. And when we specifically left off, I believe everyone was resting to prepare to move down the next day.
I think Aristarchus had wanted to stop by whichever proper manufactorum it was, however, and see if he could requisition an infravisor, I think they're called.
Improviser, Presence goggles.
Well, he doesn't need Presence goggles because he's got a mechadendrite.
And we're back online now. Sorry about that,
Yay.
folks watching. OBS crashed again. That's twice. If it hits a third time, it gets a jackpot.
And it
Don't
owes us a
encourage
coat.
it.
I'm just saying, if OBS makes my computer pay out, we're not coming back tonight.
But yes. What I believe you're looking for is an Auspex.
No, I'm looking for an infravisor from the Forsaken System Player's Guide.
Infravisor.
Yes.
Functions as Presence goggles and also allows you to
Also,
detect high levels of
Did
radiation.
everyone get their new equipment put into their character sheets?
I got a
Yes,
bolt
I
pistol,
did.
and yes, that is in my character sheet.
Oh god.
Well, you got a bolt revolver, not a bolt pistol.
Bolt revolver, sorry. Wait,
Just slightly different.
I have it marked as bolt pistol, so I better go check. Make sure I got
was
the
the-
right
Holly,
stats.
Holly shook her head, which tells me that she doesn't have any of her.
I
stuff.
didn't. No.
I didn't. I just got the. Wait, did I get that? Just the axe, or
So
did I
you
also
got,
get a?
You got the axe and a shotgun, and you got a set of powered armor.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
The bolt revolver is from the Leagues of Votan homebrew that is linked.
Oh, that's very helpful.
Is that what gun did I get? Is that the one I got?
You got the bolt shotgun also from the
Oh,
Leagues of Votan.
shot.
Which is also the Leagues of
Where?
Votan.
I have a bolt cannon.
Which is also
I
the
don't
Leagues
know
of
where that
Votan.
is. Okay.
All of the stuff that you got from them is from the Leagues of Votan homebrew, which is pinned in the Slack channel.
Okay.
Okay.
Hang on.
In the Google Drive link that I have pinned, there is the homebrew folder, which includes the Leagues of Votan. Looking in the War Gear and Talons tab.
Alrighty. Oh, yeah, that makes a big fucking difference.
It does. That's why I wanted to check and make sure, because I saw you rolling an attack with a bolt pistol, and I'm like, Jeremy has the wrong weapon.
Right here. Bolt cannon.
Yeah, bolt revolver and bolt shotgun both do 12 damage with 2 extra dice and -1 AP.
Oh, this does 14 damage.
Well,
Oh
the
boy.
bolt, yeah, the bolt cannon does 14, yes,
Excellent.
with 2 extra dice and -2 AP.
For range, that's fine.
And both the bolt revolver and bolt shotgun have reliable and brutal. I have the Ada Karn plasma pistol, which does 15 damage with 1 ED and -4 AP. And Hunter Zero, which I understand means...
-3. -3 AP.
-3 AP, sorry.
The plasma gun has -3.
Which I understand Hunter Zero means basically that I don't take penalties from being wounded.
From being injured, yeah. Being injured does not increase the difficulty of your attacks with the gun.
I don't, however, think that the cord claw stim or injector thingies are in the Votan thing.
No, they are not. That's just a
Right.
cord claw that also functions as if it was a mechadendrite.
Yeah.
And then for Holly specifically, you also got the heavy plasma axe,
Yes.
which is in the Voltan melee weapons. And then you and I both got
Which is like a normal plasma axe, except it just weighs twice as much.
heavy plasma
Specifically, it has
axe,
a longer staff.
Okay, never mind.
two-handed
don't ignore
power
me.
field,
I don't know what I'm
rending
talking about.
one. It's real good.
All right. Oh, you guys are
Yes,
fixing
now
that.
I
I have to
do.
do a thing.
And
Now
then-
I do have my weapon on
yeah,
my
and
character
Holly-
sheet.
Holly also has the Kin Void Armor now, which gives you 4 AR, powered 1, which
Okay.
gives you
Oh.
bonus 1 to your strength.
Okay, what's the name of the melee weapon I got? What kind of
Heavy
axe is it?
plasma axe.
Heavy plasma, okay.
And reliable means it doesn't jam, right?
Reliable
reli-
means you ignore the first complication.
That one, yes.
And brutal means you do lots of fucking damage.
Yeah, brutal basically is a +1 to all of the dice themselves in the damage roll.
Yep.
3 and 4 are an
Nice.
extra damage. 5 and 6 are 2 extra damage.
Sweet.
Which you can reflect by putting 1 in the D mod value rather than the DBD.
Good to know. Dope. Good.
Yeah, we figured. I figured getting you a pistol that you don't have to be very good with pistols to do a lot of damage with it would be a good thing.
Saris, backhanded compliments are Tino's over here.
It's the only kind. Anyways, Jack. is
Ollie,
doing a
do
thing
you,
while
do
people
you
are
need any
adjusting- putting
further
their equipment
assistance
in.
with your equipment?
I'm having a difficult time finding where to find the information on them.
Here, I will send it to you in Slack. I'll send you. all
Thank
the
you.
relevant
That will help. Thank you.
I can also just...
I'm attempting not to anger you further.
Yeah, Jack's got a thing to do, so you can deal with Jack, and I'll send Holly the information.
So yes. Jack, you had a scene.
Yep. Aristarchus is headed to, I believe this would be the manufacturer of Ferrum, correct?
Yes. Well, yes. In this case, looking for specifically an improviser, probably Manufactorum Ferrum.
Wonderful.
So you make your way up there. And once again, you are greeted with the working machinery of heavy industry, the specific kind that is designed for the crafting of weapons and military equipment. And you, having at this point made the acquaintance, make your way to meet with Cybersmith Mu Kappa Ferro, the head of Manufactorum Ferrum, who greets you as you arrive. Aristarchus, it is good to see you again. I trust that you have been performing well in the hands of your compatriots.
Oh yes, Cybersmith. We've been doing fantastic work according to our design and implementation as we all exist within the great cogs of the Omnissiah and the great machines upon which we function. There seems to be some applicability that we are lacking that might be able to be acquired with proper technologies installed and utilized. There's a potential of our necessity to involve ourselves in a part of the underhive that might be affected by radiation leakage. And if we're to do so safely, I believe an improviser might be applicable to our current situation if it might be seen acceptable that we have one to utilize.
Go ahead and make me a requisition roll using your intellect.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Wow.
Well,
That's terrible.
Not great, Bob.
It's real bad.
you do have twice as many successes, technically.
That is true. And an additional complication. So I can't wait to see how this turns out because I have no idea what happens.
When you start the expectations low, improvement is exponential.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you trying to do?
I was trying to requisition an item,
Oh,
A Geiger counter.
and it didn't work. I'm pretty sure.
what's the value of the item?
5.
5 with a rarity of 3.
Rub your sacred machine oils on it. You'll be fine.
I don't think this was a technology anything yet.
So
Yeah, but you're a
Mew
technology
Capifero
something.
sort of scratches his chin for a second. The technology for which you ask is highly complex. The ability to read the energy emissions of such dangerous radiation and present it in visual format is complicated technology with machine spirits which are very delicate. The understanding of such things often lays beyond even the realm of more experienced tech priests. To hand such an delicate piece of technology to one who is not yet fully inducted into the priesthood of Mars is dangerous, but could conceivably be approved. However, the tasks and requirements for you to earn the privilege of such technology are grueling and dangerous.
I think I understand what you're saying, sir. And I absolutely comprehend the requirements thereon. And Aristarchus is assuming at this point the idea will be, hey, if you want to show that you're worthy of utilizing this, maybe you have to survive without it for a bit.
There are places within the Manufactorum Ferrum where such radiation testing is done. Should you, in your desire to acquire this equipment, be willing to subject yourself to such forms of testing and survive the process, then you will be permitted to partake of the equipment that such testing is relevantly used for. Of course, again, I cannot guarantee your survival from such dangers, and should you feel that the danger you face perhaps does not necessarily merit such abject endangerment of yourself, you are welcome to withdraw.
Right. Well, I think they may require my presence, and I do not know if I am currently at a position where I have the freedom to engage in such requisite ordeals. But I will consider that at length at a later time and see if my utilization of the ordeals thereof is going to be allowable. Thank you for letting me know what the requirements are, Tech Priest.
And should you wish to undertake trial by ordeal at any point, let us know. and we will carry through.
Aristarchus nods and trots his happy tech priest ass as a candidate back down to where the rest of the gang is. Then
You don't want to be radiation experimented on?
I mean, he likes the concept in principle, but he has a job to do right now and doesn't think that everybody's going to want to wait around and let him get blasted by a series of toxic ions. At least not yet.
The testing is very important. You see, we blast you with radiation and see if you die.
And if you don't, then we know you can handle it. I think that's everything for Aristarchus at that point, then.
So you make your way back. The group meets back up after all having gotten rest and having taken time to adjust to your equipment. Sorry, Holly, I'm putting your armor on.
Okay, thank you. I thought something weird was happening to my character sheet.
Something weird was happening to your character sheet.
I just figured my computer got possessed or something again.
It happens.
It's a common problem.
Yeah.
You can't see my creepy background, but I can still make my ghost appear back there sometimes.
Yay! Good.
The Kin Void armor is very relevant because it is powered 1, which means your strength is improved by 1 while you're wearing it. On top of having more armor than you were wearing previously,
Yeah.
and reducing the incoming AP of any attacks by 1.
Very nice. Right. Should we go let the tribe know that we're ready? Tina's up bright and early. This is exciting. It's a great day.
Tina says to Remy.
Presumably, the majority of you have met up by this point.
Okay.
We have
Excellent.
assembled.
Yeah, Tina like waking Remy up with that. Having again slept in Remy's living room area.
Yep.
All right. Well, I believe we're as prepared as we're going to be, unless anyone has any last-minute adjustments they need to make.
Aristarchus is just a constant state of adjustment, active and ongoing at all times, so I think he's good.
No, I'm ready.
All right, then let's go.
All right, let's fucking do it.
Tina.
Oh wait, one thing I did, I just remembered because I have the car, but I needed to add another seat for people because I think there's not enough room for everyone to fit inside the.
That was my next objective. As we walk over to the car, I point that out.
I would have done that the night before, kind of just with random bits of things. Do I need to make a roll to do that? To try and
just to see how effective it is.
Excellent.
Go ahead and make me.
Just to see how much Aristarchus cries when he sees it the next day.
Would anyone be helping you with this?
I mean,
You don't need no help. You an orc.
yeah. I
Look,
think I'd just do it myself.
Adding a seat to
I'm
an
adding a
existing.
basket to the front. Basically, was the plan.
I really want to get down there and, like, Tina has literally just lug bolted somehow a recliner to the outside. There's just an armchair, just.
Yeah, when you
Unfortunately,
moved apartments, Remy, did you have like extra furniture?
I don't think you're
I mean,
much of
Didn't
a.
fit.
You did at one point, but it's missing now.
Well, I feel like no, but like Tina would be able to just walk out the front door, look to the right, and there would be like an open door to an empty apartment, or maybe not empty, that has like a bunch of furniture
or maybe not open.
Or maybe not open.
Not open yet.
I do. You're not much of a mech boy, Tina. You're more of a pilot than an engineer.
Yeah,
Go
I'm not
ahead
good
and
at this.
Give me a tech test.
Okay, that's
still love
fair.
the idea
I
of
have
just like
one
zip,
die in this.
just zip tying a recliner to the front of the vehicle.
That
2
is
successes.
somehow
Look at that.
2 successes.
That is 2
though.
successes and a glory.
I believe in myself.
You have rolled a 6, which is basically the result that you needed to even get anything done.
Beautiful.
Which has also earned you a glory.
Yes.
It is quite literally a basket bolted to either the front or back of this vehicle.
Oh, the front. Gotta go on the front. Like a bicycle.
It's basically like an amalgamation of steel cabling, with just like reinforced girders holding it to the front of the hood. This would not be comfortable for anyone to ride in, but they physically could do it.
Excellent. So when we come out the next morning, after having
I
assembled,
just walk out. I look at it. Not me.
okay.
We have to be in agreement on this.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody else.
You have to call shotgun.
Shotgun. Forever.
There we go. I heard it.
So
Then I have no issue with it.
the group meets up, and Aristarchus, you see the abomination that's been bolted to the front of this vehicle.
Aristarchus genuinely is just looking at it, attempting to determine what the purpose of this alteration is. Because it's clearly been done intentionally. This is not an accident that just happened.
It didn't just fall on front and stick.
Right, because yeah, you can't attach something by accident to the hood of a vehicle and still have it be a functional vehicle. Who's closest? Oh, well, Remy said something aloud, so Remy, what am I looking at here?
Tina decided we needed more seating space, so we have more seating space.
Do we, though?
You can question Tina on it if you want.
It's not really like Tina's opinion on it necessarily. I'm questioning the reality of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sitting in that.
Looking at it,
Look, I
could
already
you
called
safely
shotgun.
seat somebody?
I don't.
Do you have one?
I don't
No,
know.
but I have plenty of other guns, and
I don't feel like you
Tina's
can't
car-
call shotgun if you don't have a shotgun.
listen,
I have 2 shotguns.
Tina's car,
So
Tina's
at this
rules.
point, I'd say
I had to call shotgun. I did. Fuck y'all.
I will say though that I don't know if
Tina.
any of the others of us can sit in it.
Yeah?
shotgun. See, I
Oh,
called it
Remy
most
already called shotgun.
No, but I called it most recently, which is what Trump said.
No, it's who does it first.
Do you understand how Imperium shotgun rules work, or are you just making your own up as you go along, Tina?
This is orc shotgun rules.
Yeah, but this is an Imperium vehicle, so
But I'm an orc.
that's not how rules work, though, Tina.
I'm going to point out.
Welcome to the Underhive, Aristarchus.
I'm going to point out that between Aristarchus' modifications and the power armor that myself and Blair are currently wearing, I don't know that it would support anyone's weight other than Remy.
Oh no, this is a pretty solid set of steel girders. It can probably
Yeah.
carry any one of you. It won't
Tina,
be comfortable, but it
thumbs an
can
arm
carry
on it.
one of you.
This is secure. I made sure.
And yes, Aristarchus, I don't know if you can define an open metal mesh basket as safe on the front, especially when mounted on the front of a vehicle. But it will carry someone.
I'm gonna go ahead and climb into the
With
vehicle
6
while
successes
Aristarchus
on,
is-
I was gonna say, with 6 successes on technology, Aristarchus looks at it, tilts his head, and then says, "Well, in the interest of technological understanding, I'm going to volunteer myself as the occupant of this new seating arrangement."
Heck no. You are not sitting in that.
All right.
Lorwell sort of looks over. I mean, he did volunteer, unless you are volunteering to take his place.
I'm not taking his place.
Well, that's too bad because I'm sitting in the front fucking seat, motherfucker.
I'm already in the back of the vehicle.
So
Lorwell hops up into the back where there's like a roll bar position. There's just the two of
It's
you left
down to
outside
two
of it.
of you.
is Remy already sitting?
Oh, Remy
Yeah.
has moved and
Okay.
sat down
Okay.
and shotgun.
Yeah, I'm.
Now you can yank him out. He is not
Oh,
a firm
yeah.
man.
Yeah, no,
But
she will.
I'm just
It's
saying.
going to be safe. It's a safe seat. There needed to be another seat because you all won't fit in this otherwise.
Blair will yank Remy out.
Roll me strength as opposed Remy with whatever you want to oppose with.
Oh, I don't like this. Can I?
I am going to oppose with Tina.
Sure, Tina, would
Yeah.
you like to roll
Yeah.
strength instead?
I would.
See, there are advantages to having made friends early
Yes.
on.
See, I feel like that complication is that Blair pulls part of Remy out.
Sick.
She takes
Now
his
they're
arm.
playing. Now they're playing Wishbone with Remy.
I don't want to hurt Remy, but he called shotgun. These are the rules.
So
that I
you
made up.
you reach in to you open the door and reach to try and grab Remy, and immediately there is a massive orc power claw that is between you and him.
Remy called shotgun.
Fine, I will sit in it.
Okay.
Aristarchus is like halfway up on the hood already.
No,
All right.
no, she pulls him down. Get in the safe part of the car.
I'm doing it, Miss Blair. I'm doing it. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's perfectly safe. It's just not comfortable.
I mean, safe as in you're not going to fall off of the thing and
Yes.
get run over by the wheels.
Safe.
It's safe. It's not as safe as in there's no armor plating of this vehicle between you and potential crashes or gunfire.
Oh, yeah,
I was gonna say.
or Tina driving and then suddenly skidding to a stop and launching you 3 football fields away.
Aristarchus taps Tina on the
Bless
shoulder
yourself.
with his eyeball.
Uh-huh.
Now, you do realize you've got a fragile individual on the hood of your vehicle.
I'm not fragile.
Comparatively fragile compared to the armor plating of the vehicle.
You
Yes.
have a human body. You're fragile.
Yeah, you kind of all are.
You haven't had your flesh replaced by thermal armoring and augmetics yet, Miss Blair, so technically I do have to I know it might be a little bit insulting, but I'm trying to impress upon Tina the importance of keeping... She is the pilot, and therefore the safety of her passengers is her responsibility, and I want to make sure she's aware and taking it seriously, that's all.
Yes, you did in fact just extol the virtues of augmetics over the weakness of the flesh.
Cool.
Remy puts his feet up on the dashboard and stretches out.
Aristarchus does not comment on the medically disadvantageous situation that Remy has put himself in, and if there's a wreck, he's going to have his kneecaps
He's
in
not
his
staying-
eye holes.
He's not staying in it once we start moving. It is a statement without saying anything.
Well, as Ray puts his feet up, I just sort of muse in the back seat. It is an interesting tactic to antagonize the armored and armed woman that stands between you and many enemy assailants. regularly. As I
My
postulate on the
entire-
weakness of Remy.
Remy does not qualify as a renegade
Thank you.
or a mutant.
Thank you.
I feel like Remy definitely qualifies as a renegade.
He in
Small
fact
R
does not.
renegade.
No,
Small R,
he's here.
not capital R.
Hey,
All right.
Small R. It's
He is
small
not an
R
active
in my
chaos
objectives
cultist.
list.
I typed it this way.
I won't know how this thing
I
drives
added
until I
character
drive it.
experience
So
from my other character sheet.
Oh, oh.
Who was a D&D
Psychic
character.
damage to Jeremy.
Ah!
Anyway.
Flames on
On
the
the side of my
side of my face.
Mara, roll me a pilot check.
okay.
Also, it's also small R in the objective list in the book.
It does not
Your
qualify.
successes.
So, with 4 successes, are you piloting this at full speed?
No. We're going to go alert the orcs that we are ready to go on the warpath.
Okay, so
Ready
you
for
are
the
not
war.
you are not benefiting from your evil son's trait.
No, not yet.
So the vehicle lurches into motion, and yeah, you very quickly realize that maybe the person who is half machine would be more comfortable in the literal steel baby carriage. But the power armor is doing something to help, like,
Fine.
assuage the discomfort.
Fine. It'll be fine. I'll kill Remy later and then I'll get his seat.
Oh yeah, I need to update Blair's mini to include the power armor, the axe, and the new shotgun now.
But the
Remy, whose feet are now down off the dashboard because he started moving, pours and mixes himself a drink in the driver's seat, or no, the passenger.
in the passenger seat, yeah.
Oh, during our rest, could Aristarchus have worked more on getting the gene lock off that shotgun?
Yes, roll me another tech test. Roll me another tech test.
Roll me another tech chest.
Check. Hey.
Ooh.
What's the bonus? What's the extra icons applied by your?
Equal to my
And is it icons?
icons equal to my rank. My rank is 3, so that's a total of 11.
You've acquired 11 icons on this.
Yep.
So yeah, this morning, with a bit of a final prayer to the Omnissiah, you had successfully unlocked the gene encoding on the Avacris 2B Enochian shotgun.
Okay.
And can now wield it.
Hell yeah. So yeah, Aristarchus pulls out as we start driving away. He just reaches under his robe and pulls out just this absolutely festooned shotgun that is dangling with Sororitas seals and shit. And just checks the magazine, make sure that everything's loaded and primed, and just sits down with it on his lap.
So, the vehicle rides honestly relatively smoothly with the skill that Tina puts into it. It is not completely bumpless, which is definitely every single bump is felt by Blair sitting in the basket. But the journey goes relatively quickly as Tina drives the thing down to the elevator that you normally use to get down to the ground floor, and positioning it on the elevator and activating it to head down. The group emerges once again onto the ground floor. The dirt and gravel of the very base of Umbra Hive. Or Hive Primaris, or I forget what I gave the name to this fucking hive city. But the group passes on, and eventually the vehicle pulls up to the gates of the Digtinka tribe. As all of you, for the first time, are all in here at the same time, as the entire group of you arrive at the home of the orcs that live under the Hive City.
You got really
All
quiet
right.
there, and I'm sitting further away from my speakers. I have no idea what you said at the end.
We're at the orc camp.
Yeah, you have all arrived at the orc camp that houses the orcs that live under the Hive City.
Gotcha.
Can't do dramatically low tones with you right now.
All right. I'll let them know we're ready.
How do you do that?
I hop out of the vehicle and then knock on the gate.
You didn't just rev the engine or hit the horn?
Ooh, oh, that's true. Actually, I'll just hit the horn really loud. Beep.
Yeah, so there's a loud bass as the horn honks, and you hear the sound of engines starting up on the other side of the gate, and the gate begins to slide open as you can see the majority of the orcs of the Digtinka tribe, which, to be fair, is not that many. It's like a couple dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, by human standards, is way too many orcs. But, you know. But the couple dozen orcs that make up the Digtinka tribe, riding in 2 or 3 trucks, as Big Mech Digtinka at the head of the front truck shouts out across the revving engines, "Oi there, Tina! Time to get to work!"
This way, and I will just take off real fast now. Now it's fast time.
All right.
I lean back to the back seat like, yeah, there's no way this turns out poorly for us.
All right. Now
I
it
just
is
look over at
time.
Remy. That's why you're in front of me.
In the car.
She just smiles.
All right. So now you can make another piloting test for me, but you get 3 bonus dice because you are
Yes.
moving at top speed.
All right. I'm better at driving faster. 8.
Nice.
Yep.
So yeah, Tina guns it and expertly weaves between the piles of rubble and debris that exist on the bottom floor. Blair, you are perhaps given the most harrowing experience as you are sitting on the hood of the vehicle that is weaving in and amongst rubble, as pieces of rock and steel pass basically inches from your face at times.
She'll just call back, Remy, remind me to thank you for this later.
I had nothing to do with this.
Uh-huh.
Your Vox
You did have every chance to let Aristarchus take that seat. Lorwell calls from the back.
I wasn't gonna let him.
Your Vox bead chimes. Are you wanting to switch, Miss Blair?
I'm good. I'm all right.
Oh, you're good. Okay, cool. All is
Remy?
good. Do you think I could have stopped this if I wanted to?
I will remember this when we're in our next fight.
You're being irrational.
Am I?
Yeah.
You are blaming somebody who had no responsibility for anything that happened here, and you're just mad that I'm sitting here irrationally
Remy,
when you would have done the same.
Remy, has calling someone irrational.
No,
ever
but
worked
at
out
this
for you?
point I'm fucked, so I get to at least enjoy this moment before I get murdered later.
In for a penny, in for a pound. That's Remy.
Yup.
Eventually, the group of you come to the entrance that had been marked by Nath Gitgrumpa. There is a massive, sort of tilted at like a 45, leaning back, circular hatchway that is built out of the ground with big yellow signs plastered all over the outside of it with the iconic like ringed biohazard symbol with the warnings, radiation warning, plastered all over it.
I reach up and put on my the environmental seals for my power armor.
Now, most of these signs look very old, so whatever that means, mileage may vary.
Over the Vox speed, just to everyone, we should all turn on our environmental protections now. Just in case.
Or what?
I'm sure you're fine, Tina.
Now? Do you not always walk around with... No? How have you lot stayed alive this... Oh, that's right, me.
Come to a halt. Signal to the orcs.
The other trucks stop in like a semicircle around the door, and the dozens of orcs sort of pile out of the trucks and start to make their way forward. As Big Mech Dig Tinka walks up to the door and like scratches his chin for a second. Right, time to get this door open. And he sort of looks at it, analyzes it, reaches up, puts a fist through it.
Oh, okay.
As his power clawed arm just punches through the solid steel of this door.
Was there any sort of instrument panel, keypad, anything nearby?
Probably, yeah.
Because Aristarchus was looking for that, but I guess he doesn't need it now. Oh.
And he punches into the door, and his power clawed arm comes back holding a bundle of wires and electronics. And the door begins to swing open.
That's why he's in charge.
Is he going to be able to shut the door afterwards?
No. I mean, you can shut it and then just sort of wedge it in place like sticking a rock inside of a tailpipe, but...
Come on, lads! It's time to get stuck in! Whoa! And all of the orcs charge into the tunnel. There is the thunderous sound of boots hitting the ground as every single orc, except potentially Tina, begins to barrel their way down into the tunnels.
As he starts doing that, I get out of the vehicle so that when Tina charges off after him, I'm not in the vehicle with her, so I can look around for our Inquisitor ally.
Tina is going to charge at... It's like instinct.
Yeah.
When the wog starts, she just kind of goes with...
Are you in the vehicle? Are you driving?
No.
Okay.
No. We aren't taking the vehicles down.
Okay.
It's like parked outside. I don't think it would I'm imagining.
I don't think it would fit.
Ladder
I was
situations.
terrified at what was about to happen.
No.
There is like a walking ramp, but it would definitely be very tight spaces for vehicles to fit.
No.
It definitely wouldn't fit with anyone else.
Yeah.
And there's just several dozen orcs barreling down the tunnel.
Yeah.
Tina, do you just continue to follow on instinct, or do you stop at any point realizing your friends are behind you?
We roll an awareness for Tina.
Yeah, I feel like I need to make a roll. Just sort of feel like this is a willpower. I'm gonna do that.
That tracks.
That is 3.
Whatever you think 3 successes gets you.
if no one else is following, then as she's like jogging along, hey, are you what's just on the Vox speed? She's still running along with them because these are her people. And...
We're on our way, Tina.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she's just gonna go.
Now, Remy does not have any armor, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Remy,
Mm-hmm.
is that garish shirt of yours particularly good against radiation?
Not usually.
All right. You might want to stay kind of in the middle towards the back.
That you read my mind.
All right. It's just, I know you're friends with Tina, and she has kind of run off a bit. No,
Yeah.
If you were thinking of catching up, I would.
To his credit, he looks a little bit frustrated and conflicted in the moment.
Uh-huh.
But, like, there's nothing he can do in this situation, and it would be.
You could Vox beat her. Someone else.
But like
literally anyone telling her just to wait for you might work.
Might work.
Yeah.
No, it's like free
Our
Willy.
whole
She's happier
plan
with
is
her
just
own
let
kind.
the orcs go completely down there and be cannon fodder.
Including Tina?
Which is the problem.
Right.
My thing.
Remy didn't think of this part of the plan.
My thinking is that Tina won't stop if we ask her to. So I'm just gonna let her have fun.
All right.
Yeah, he's gotta try. Tina. We're I know this might not be your choice if you had the option, but we were thinking of letting your people go down there and have the most fun, and we could use you when it's time for the second wave.
Oh, okay.
It's
slows.
up to you.
How far down did I get?
You're probably a good, 12, 13 meters down the hall.
Okay.
The rest of your boys are running far ahead.
Uh-huh. Have we, terrain-wise, as we've been going, have we started to see signs of habitation, any sort of thing?
So at the moment, there's a good 50 meters of just straight tunnel.
Okay.
But you can see from where you're at that the tunnels begin to branch and sort of spread out in different directions. And orcs are sort of filing off in all directions as they find new passageways to like a spreading wave. They're sort of spreading out as they find passages to charge down.
Okay, it's sort of branching out a bunch.
Okay, I was figuring, we've all been able to get in a few fights and have our share, so we should let them have theirs.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they're done, we can go in and clean up, basically, because I'm sure they won't take all of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Do you want me back up there, or I was gonna wait and see if I could where the fighting where
that would probably actually be a good idea. Yeah. You can be our eyes down there, see what's going. It'll let us know what's going on.
Can do.
Perfect.
Ms. Artinos, do we need to be catching up then, or?
I'm looking around to see if there's anything nearby that looks like it might be a listening post or like a blind that someone might be using.
Roll awareness.
Do you tell anybody what you're looking for, or are you just doing?
She's just very. She's at the moment she's not saying anything. She's just looking around.
Okay. Aristarchus will look around too. He doesn't really know what he's looking for, but
5 successes and a glory on the die.
So with 5 successes, including 1 glory, you do note that there is as you look around, there does appear to have been at one point nearby an observation point that was probably manually set up. Like it looks like several bits of like rubble and masonry were moved to form like an obstruction that someone could observe the door from. But it does appear to be completely empty at this point.
I'm gonna point in that direction. Looks like our friend, our ally down here, might have had an observation post over there temporarily.
Shall we go take a look then?
Yes, let's see if there's any clue left behind or any method of contact.
Aristarchus will step over there and see if he can find anything.
Yep, heading that way.
Roll me awareness, Aristarchus.
I'm gonna re-roll that one since I've got one.
Much better.
6! Honestly, not that much better.
I mean, you
Doubled
literally
it.
doubled your result.
Well, yeah.
Doubled it.
So as you look around, there is surprisingly no evidence of, aside from like just the fact that it's here. There is almost zero evidence that someone was here.
Obviously been swept very clean kind of situation.
Or they never really brought anything with them other than what they were carrying on them, kind of thing.
Whoever
And
owns
this
place,
ground is not the kind that leaves footprints. So
they were very good at covering what little tracks they may have left. From the spot in the listening post, then, can he sort of look around and be like, all right, this has best lines of sight or access to certain places?
So it's got a good line of sight on that door, but also as you look around with those 6 successes, you realize that there's more than one entrance to the underground nearby. As you can sort of see further down the line, there's another door that is like much more hidden. It looks more like a maintenance entrance, where this is more like a primary entry and exit. And there's like that appears to be like a secondary entrance into this underground. That, assuming this person didn't want to barge in through the front door, might have been their actual method of entry if they went to.
Aristarchus will point that out to Ceres then. Looks like we've got an ancillary entrance, like a secondary over there, and if this person wasn't one for taking the main roads, they might have gained access via that secondary ingress. I can check and see if there's a keypad or any sort of access port or cogitator there.
Yes,
Maybe have a bit of a discussion with it.
Let's head over there then. See what we can find. Look over. Voxby. Is everyone else following us, or are y'all just sort of still staying back over by the vehicle right now? Blair and Remy being everyone else.
Oh, Blair's with you guys.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah. So then, yeah, look over it. Look over there. All right, then let's head that way. See what we can find. Keep an eye out, and if you do get ambushed, please say something.
You'll hear me.
Try not to kill them if possible, but if not.
Oh, alright.
Sorry, say that again.
So try not to kill them if possible.
I will keep that in mind.
And Aristarchus will look for an access.
As you look around,
That
this
sounded
door
insulting.
this door is much smaller than the big hatchway, but it's still relatively large. It's about 10 by 10. Whereas the other door was like 20 by 20, if not bigger. And round, whereas this one is square.
I do appreciate that there's basically nothing Sarah's could have said that Remy wouldn't have found insulting.
Yeah, but that come on. There was 100% a tone there.
That's fair.
And yes, there does appear to be a access hatch access keypad on the side of this door to open it.
Okay.
Does appear to still be functional.
We'll break out the machine oils and begin keying in what ceremonial access codes he knows, with his normal chanting going on. Ab antiquo apertu.
Roll me tech test.
All right.
DN4.
All right. He'll get 3 icons plus whatever he gets on the roll.
So you get anything, you make it.
And a glory.
Yeesh.
Can I shift at least one, if not both of those?
You can shift both of them.
Okay. He would like to know if he can speak with the machine spirit here. He would like to get more information.
Ask me a question.
When was the last time somebody accessed entrance via this door?
This door's entrance was last opened about 30 minutes ago.
Okay. And is there anything he can do to set this up to where he could remotely open or close this?
I would say if you wanted to run for an improved quality, yeah, you could set up a remote connection to this door.
Okay. He'll set up a remote connection to this door as well in case we need a quick exit that we can then quickly shut behind us also.
So you hook that into the data slate that you've got,
Okay.
and you're able to establish a connection that should be workable from within 60 meters.
Okay, 60 meters is plenty. Man Martinos, looks like this was last accessed about 30 minutes prior to now, so that's roughly as much of a head start as they probably have on us.
Let's see if we can hurry. Allow me to take the lead, just in case.
Of course.
Keep your
You
eyes
guys have left
open.
Tina in the tunnel, by the way.
What?
You guys have left Tina in the tunnel, by the way.
Fine. She's fine.
I don't know. Both I and Sarah's don't know how to rectify that.
Where are we
Literally
going?
call Tina.
I was going to say, should we call Tina to come along since we're going down via an alternate route?
Yes.
The
Tina, this is Aristarchus. Calling Tina, this is Aristarchus. Can you meet us back
I
up
can
top?
recognize your voice.
Yeah, but it's important to have verbal confirmations.
I can recognize your voice. You're
Come
the only
up
one
top,
who talks
please.
like that.
Come up top,
What?
please. We found a second door that we want you to help us investigate.
Oh, sure.
trick
Take
here
one
is
look
that
back down to see if anything has changed before I head up, and then head up.
the person that we are searching for is Ordo Xenos, which means
All
that
right.
an orc following us down might invite gunfire first.
Well, then we'll have Tina in the back so they see her last.
I mean, if Tina's with the group, they're gonna see her first, regardless.
I am
But-
also present, Lorwell says, although
Exactly.
I think at this point...
I was literally just saying.
Although I think at this point I would be perhaps more difficult to spot.
Like,
Laura would have an easier time hiding from view than Tina will.
You don't know how good Tina is at hiding.
I mean,
No, but I know how big Tina is, and I know that Tina's not painted purple anywhere.
Cyrus, with all due respect, this person's going to be working with us at least for this amount of thing, right?
Yes.
If they're going to start shooting because we have an orc, that's a problem regardless of when we encounter them.
Well, it's less of a problem after we encounter them initially, because in the initial encounter, if they don't start shooting first, I can introduce myself as a fellow agent of the Inquisition, which then alters the perspective of any agents working with me. Whereas if we're a bunch of armored individuals with weapons and an orc, we're a potential threat. Although we're always a potential threat, but more of an immediate one then.
I'm not comfortable with leaving Tina by herself in the middle without support that she thinks is there.
That's fine.
Any situation where we leave Tina is a bad idea.
We leave Tina regularly to do other things.
I mean here.
This is very different.
This location.
Very well.
So Tina rejoins all of you.
Hey,
Hey,
they're spreading out looking for where these enemies are. So
there.
All
it
right.
was kind of boring.
The person we're looking for went down this hatchway about
Okay.
half an hour ago, and Madame Martinos is very interested in catching up with them as quick as we can. I think they might. There's a question of whether they might look sideways at you, Tina, but we do want you here, so I think you'll be our rear guard. Make sure nothing sneaks up behind us.
This is not someone we're fighting.
Okay.
We need to talk to them so they can come with us and help when we do the fighting.
Got it.
All right. Let's proceed.
All right.
How or whatever the door sounds like when it opens. I don't know.
As it like,
Pressure release.
yeah, like sticks like every like foot and a half or so on the
Right.
way up.
And then it finally
because it's
gets
rusted
on.
and damaged,
And then it gets to the end and it goes do 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 do.
yep, and then falls all the way back down. And then we
Right.
have to pick it up manually.
Right.
I'm glad all of you have got a handle on the setting now.
No, that's a door handle.
Never mind, we leave Tina behind. No,
Amazing. What do we see inside?
So yeah, you make your way down, and immediately you are met with maintenance hatchways. These are much or with maintenance hallways, much more narrow than the tunnel that you were seeing earlier. These are about wide enough for 2, maybe 3 people to walk abreast, or 1.5 Tinas. And they're maybe 10 feet high at the height. And as you walk, you begin to, in the distance, sort of down some of the hallways, you begin to hear the staccato sounds of orcish gunfire. Sounds like battle's been joined somewhere else.
Oh,
Excellent.
okay.
I'm trying to tune it out and keep an eye out and an ear out for the Inquisitor we're looking for.
And while you're all sort of walking through these tunnels, go ahead and roll me awareness, everybody.
Also, Holly, I've just sent you a potential for you to take a look at for what your power armor might look like.
Okay.
wow,
3.
fucking wow.
That's some Jeremy rolling, yep.
Oh, there's a wrath. Or not a wrath, complication. Ruin.
Yes.
5 and another glory.
You know, it should be
I hate you all.
So,
Look, Remy only had 4 dice come up as non-successes. I don't know what he's feeling so bad about. I had 6 dice come up as non-successes.
You'd always re-roll them if you want.
Nah, I'm saving that last one for when, or my other 2 for when things go bad.
It's fair.
So, the group of you make your way through the tunnels for a while. And eventually, you come across something interesting. As you're walking, you start to see bodies. And you know the orcs haven't been this way. This is too narrow for most of them to have bothered coming down. But you start to see the blown apart corpses of more of these faintly abhuman beings. You see there's a body of one that appears to have been sawed in half, probably with a chain sword. There are several of them that are blown apart as if something hit them and then detonated. Typically, this is telltale sign. This is a telltale sign of bolter fire. So whoever came down here was toting some heavy weapons. You start to get the idea that maybe this is instead of one inquisitorial agent, it might be a retinue, a handful of individuals, because you start to come across body after body, and the interesting thing that you sort of pick up with your awareness, especially Aristarchus and Saris, both you had 5, is that while there is plenty of like stubber shell spool and like occasional misfires like scattering around these walls as you make your way through, you can find nary a trace of like wasted bolt rounds. Whoever is shooting this is being very, very careful and precise with their shots. You don't see any of the kind of scoring that a missed bolt round would make when impacting a wall or anything like that. And anywhere you would see a chainsaw scraping across a wall seems to have been when it cut through one of these things, rather than a missed swing.
Would that tell me that this Inquisitor might be accompanied by Nastartes?
I mean, Tempestus Scions are also fairly extremely precise with their weaponry.
A Tempestus Scion or an Astartes. Is there any evidence that I can find that would rule one of the two of those out?
Not really. Scions are more fond of las weapons, but they're not unknown to carry bolt weapons.
Is there like a there's no way you'd be able to fit an Astartes in here without?
No, you could definitely fit someone that tall in here if you wanted to.
So, as we're walking, our Inquisitor isn't alone. They have a strike force. Likely, based on what we're seeing here with the patterns of fire and policing of brass, likely an Astartes or a Tempestus Scion with them. At least one, maybe more.
Okay.
Is there anything that Aristarchus can draw from? Because Aristarchus is less concerned about the identity of the individuals that are working here as the number specifically.
Roll me investigation.
Okay.
Also, I've now updated the overlay icons for both Blair and Saris. Or the overlay portraits.
That was fast.
Only 3.
Power armor represented.
You have a thing, Jeremy?
I was just going to say, well, that's concerning for our situation.
Yes, we would definitely want to decrease the amount of the potential of opening this interaction with gunfire.
Could you go and meet up with them by yourself?
That also seems kind of... I can hide.
Would want to reduce the amount of risk.
We're all risk.
Yes, I would say 3 and 3. Aristarchus, Blair, and myself a few paces ahead of Tina, Laurel, and Remy. That way they run into us. Hopefully they run into us first. And then you can catch up after I've made introductions.
I just gotta say, I like how the gang leader for the Underhive has better odds in your mind than
She's wearing power armor and toting a plasma axe.
that's actually legitimately fair.
She of this
He's
Inquisition.
not necessarily more. He's not necessarily less likely to get shot on first sight. She's just more likely to survive being shot on first sight.
Exactly.
That's fair. That's fair.
The three of us look more like an Imperial fire squad when it's just the three of us.
Yep.
Than when we add Remy into it.
And if you put the six of us in a lineup, I feel like the person that they would say most likely to be a chaos cultist is the guy who's down here in a Hawaiian shirt, just kind of fooling around.
And
Might
we're
this
back.
be a
Sorry,
good point?
OBS keeps crashing.
Yeah, we're about to go on break. Just one second. Aristarchus, as you're looking around, the area has come to sort of like a junction where there are several different tunnels that are connecting in a rough vicinity. You're identifying three primary weapon types that are being used here between whoever this party is and whoever the enemy is. Well, these gene stealers. The enemy seems to be using primarily stubber weapons, like low grade ballistic weapons, the kind of stuff that you see in gangs. The Inquisitorial force seems to be operating entirely with bolt weapons and chain swords, or chain weapons rather. It could be a chain axe, it could be any kind of chain weapon. But you are definitely seeing the high explosive ordnance of bolter fire and the eviscerating teeth of a chain sword being used.
And are with bolt weapons and chain weapons, is that something that one person could be wielding both at the same time, or is that something where it's like, okay, we've got at least one person on bolt and one person on chain?
I mean, typically speaking, you would divide that, but you could. I mean, commissars do it all the time. You could wield a bolt pistol in one hand and a chain sword in the other. Although, if it's a bolt pistol, they'd be real efficient with their firing.
Right. Okay. So odds are at least two, right, if not more. But yeah, probably two or close to.
If we look at if we gauge, actually, I would ask Aristarchus, are you able to gauge the relative size of the chainsword making these markings?
What would that be?
Chainswords don't leave clean marks.
Mm-hmm.
They tear everything up as they chew through it.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd be able to, but I wasn't sure if Aristarchus, based on the height of the maximum height of the slash versus the
spray, right? Yeah.
Chainsword's a chainsword. Like a chainsword has a larger cutting arc than the weapon itself because of the evisceration of the teeth.
Right.
Yep. Honestly, hard to say, man, Martino.
But with that, as you're sort of contemplating this, several shapes drop from the ceiling as purple-skinned chitinous figures with multiple arms begin to draw themselves up to full height and draw weapons.
Oh, fuck, friends.
Good thing my weapons are out already.
Same.
When we go out, when we go to break, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you do. Stay tuned with these cross messages, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back.
Ain't no railgun.
Railgun. I'm glad we both had
I'm
this
so
same
glad
thought.
I stopped drinking.
I'm glad we both thought of doing it.
And only one of
Jerry,
you
this
carried
is why
through.
we get along best.
Yep.
And roll 20 of you.
So
Fancy.
you find yourself surrounded by several enemies, each of them bearing the chitinous markings that denote them as members of the Gene Stealer cults. One of which is fucking massive.
Really quick, Blair, do you have your tier on your character sheet set to tier 2?
Blair has not taken an ascension package yet, and so is still tier 1 currently.
All right, never mind then.
Just like Remy.
Yep.
That would explain the low health.
It means that not only do they have fewer wounds, they are also easier to kill because they need one less traumatic injury before they die.
Look, in my defense, I have looked over all of the packages and I don't think any of them fit.
It's the same with me. The only one I want is way out of my price range. So
The only one that I'm thinking about
Maybe if
Has
you survive this, you can
real-
afford it.
has real changing implications.
We can also create an ascension package for you if none of them work. That is entirely within our power.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
But
They survive until then.
We'll see. You might be you might be getting a. What was I gonna play? I don't remember.
Just
Sage.
Inquisitorial Sage.
No.
oh yeah, Inquisitorial Sage.
You might
Yeah.
be getting a drag queen sage next week.
But is she also? But are they also built off of? Is he also built off of Sage from the X-Men as a Sage? Sage.
Ooh.
Oh no.
So
Remy
normal-
runs down the passage after the biggest one.
So normally, the allies would go first. However, the Abominant has a battle cry.
Oh no.
His battle cry is Thunderous Charge. The threat seizes the initiative without spending a point of ruin and charges. It gains an additional +1 strength for this attack.
Shoot.
So
Which one is the
the
Abominant?
I'm
hulking
imagining the biggest
monstrosity,
one.
Probably
the
this
hulk,
guy.
the hulking monstrosity that some of you can see coming out of the southernmost tunnel, that is enormous and wielding a massive sledgehammer in its 3 arms, rushes forward, shoulder lowered as if in a charge, and then just golf swings the hammer at Tina.
Yep.
So it's going to make an attack with its power sledgehammer.
Sure.
Against a minion, I assume.
No.
Okay, that wasn't the best. That wasn't the best swing in the world. So there's no exalted icons, but it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 icons. What's your defense?
2.
So it definitely hits you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I definitely don't see either Blair or Remy becoming a scavvy. So
Yeah, like unlike the last several. How many episodes in are we?
We are in 16, I think.
Unlike the last 15 episodes, I've actually been looking at advancement possibilities. Just like none of them fucking fit.
yeah,
So it's only one more
Unless
extra
I
damage.
get psychic powers.
Oh, good.
You could get psychic powers.
I've thought of it, but like I said, that fundamentally changes a lot.
Yeah.
So that's
you could technically go with the demanding patron ascension package with me as your patron.
Yeah.
or literally anyone. So that's going to be 17 damage at a -3 AP dealt to Tina.
Fuck.
Okay. So I have a resilience. Oh, hang on. Math. I have a resilience of 11. So that'd be down
And
to
9, 8. So it reduces your resilience to 8.
8.
That's 9
Okay.
wounds coming at you.
Oh.
Would you like to roll? Would you like to roll determination?
Yes, I would, because I have 7 wounds. How do I roll determination here? That button. That's 5.
Excellent. So you turn 5 of those wounds into shock. You have now shocked yourself out. You are now exhausted,
Yes.
but you only take 4 wounds.
Okay. So I'm down to 0. Shock, 4 wounds. 2, 3, 4. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
the big
fine.
Jesus Christ. Who doesn't exist in this setting, but still.
I mean, he might have. That might have been one of the forms the Emperor took in over his eternally long lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
But it is now the Allies' turn. Who would like to go?
I would
I'm
like-
Messiah H. Christ.
I would like to hit him back.
Would you
All
like
right.
to let our healer go first and heal you up?
No, I'd just like to do violence first.
That's
Personally.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
would.
Let's
What are you
level.
Hacking with.
Well, I have a bolt cannon.
I will note the bolt cannon is too heavy to fire in melee.
Damn it. Okay, never mind. I have a big chopper.
Want to go with
Let's
the
do
big
that.
chopper, or do you want to go with the power claw?
I don't have a power claw on my sheet. But
It was built in with the mega armor. You might have just thought of adding
was it? No, I did not add it. I think it was the same as the.
The power claw is the heavy weaponry.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Oh no,
I
it had
don't
a
have
big shoot. It had a big shooter built into it. That's right.
Yes.
Not a power
Yeah.
claw. But yes, you
Yep.
do have a big chopper.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because I feel like shooting point blank at the guy is probably gonna be harder. So.
It's also
Melee.
not possible unless you have a pistol.
No, I do not. I will try and hit him. Here we go. This is 5 with a ruin.
Complication.
I will take that ruin. But his defense is only Abominant's defense is only 3, so you do hit him.
Oh,
You
good.
can shift one too, right?
Yes, you can in fact shift that exalted icon for more damage if you want.
Yeah, let's do extra damage. That feels good.
Add 1 to your extra damage dice. And then roll it.
bonus. Okay, here we go. 2. 14.
So 14
14
damage with an
damage.
AP of 1.
Yep.
Reduced his resilience from 9 to 8. Which means that the remaining damage is 6. Yes, 6. 6 wounds go through.
Hell yeah. Good SWAT for Tina.
Now
Yep.
I do need to double check a thing because I think you might actually have even more than that because you're injured.
On my.
I think your big chop is a wah weapon.
Believe it is. Yeah, wah, heavy, two-handed orc.
So as a wah weapon, while you are injured, it does an extra damage die. So roll another d6.
Oh, sweet. That feels good. Let's do that.
Okay, you didn't get anything out of it.
Oh, well.
It's there.
Okay.
Bad guys go again.
So I swing my bat'leth.
One of the acolyte hybrids goes. And yeah, this one over here is going to step up. 1, 2, 3, 4 as it steps up to Aristarchus. And is going to swing its cultist knife at Aristarchus
From that far away?
from adjacent to you.
I'm right. It's
We're
still
seeing
got-
this extra space in between.
Oh, okay, hang on. Because I had you right there.
Oh no, I was directly in between.
Then,
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
it will in fact step up here and swing
Okay.
its cultist knife at both Aristarchus and Blair.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah,
fun.
split that attack pool. Do it.
It has the second strike trait, which reduces the multi-attack penalty by 2 DN. So it doesn't suffer
Oh,
a penalty
good.
for swinging at 2 people.
It can hack away.
So Cultist Knife, first on Aristarchus.
Also, Shawnee, I'm sending you updated tokens from me and Blair.
Ooh.
What happens when it gets a complication?
It does still suffer a complication. Which means it will probably lose this knife for a second after the swing, but
My defense is 2.
it also critically hits Blair.
Holy fuck.
Uh-oh. Good thing you have armor.
So
Yes.
the regular damage on the Cultist Knife for Aristarchus is 7 damage.
No AP?
No AP on that knife.
My resilience is 9.
So you take no damage off that knife strike.
Okay.
And then we're going to find out if Blair takes any damage off of this, because there's a lot of shifts to go in there. What's your defense, Blair?
2.
Yep. So that's going to be 3 bonus damage dice. That's 9 damage. What's your resilience?
8.
So 1 wound goes through, which means it does in fact critically hit. So on the D66, it's a 23.
It's a good number.
Which is, I gain, well, first off, they critically hit, so I gain a ruin. And combat. Critical hit table 23 is Brutal Rupture. Suffer 1d3 additional wounds and are hindered 1. As soon as it bothers to roll the dice. 2. So you suffer 3 total wounds. And you are hindered, which increases the, I believe hindered is increased to DN of everything you do by the rating, which is 1 right now. Let me check the conditions again real quick.
Question. If you do a
Yes.
determination to soak all of the wounds generated off of a critical hit, does it still count as a critical hit? To turn them on the shot
It
and
does. The critical hit effect still goes through. If it deals any wounds to you, the critical hit effect still goes through.
That's what I'm saying. If you turn the wounds,
Even
to
if you
shots,
soak them,
it
yes.
still
Even if you
counts?
soak them,
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
Could Blair?
But yes, she could roll determination to try and soak those 3 wounds.
Then I would like to do that.
Roll your determination.
Ah.
You soak 2 of them, so you take 1 wound and 2
Okay.
shock. You are, however, now injured, which means all of your tests are at +1 difficulty.
Okay.
And also you are hindered, which further increases the difficulty of your tests by 1 until the end of your next turn. So all of your tests are at +2 difficulty until the end of your next turn, then they drop down to +1.
Ow.
And now it is an ally's turn. Who would like to go next? As I take a second to change the music to something.
Can I
like-
try and heal up Tina right now? Because, I mean, I realize Blair got hit, but not nearly as bad as Tina did, I don't think.
There.
If everyone's good with that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Here we go.
Takes no issue.
We can spend the glory to see his initiative, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Which
If you want,
means
if you
that
want
we-
someone on your team to go immediately after rather than the enemy.
Ooh.
There is a complication, but that is 10 fucking successes on a Metakai.
You only needed 4 because of her alien physiology, so you can shift those for more wounds back if you want.
I'll shift all 3 of those if I can then, which I think would put her at...
That would be 4 wounds total resolve, which would bring her back to full.
Yep, that brings me to full.
That is a full fucking Pulp Fiction adrenaline shot to the chest moment.
Yep.
Pretty much.
I would like.
Um,
I would like,
Whoa.
I would
Let
like
me
to
check another thing on Medikai as well, because I think I can get her some of that shock back too, correct?
You may have a thing that will allow you to recover shock as well, yes.
I would like to spend a glory to seize the initiative.
Sweet.
I think I restore rank +1 shock, so that's up to 4 shock comes back too.
I'll take it.
Which thing provides that?
Oh, is that not included? Is that would that be a second since I have the medikit?
I think restoring shock is a separate Medicaid test.
Okay, gotcha. Can I make both of those on the same turn or no?
If you do, you would be doing a multi-action penalty, which would be putting both of them at +2 difficulty.
Gotcha. I'll just leave
You
what
wouldn't
I've
be
got
able to
then.
restore as many wounds if you did that.
Okay, I'll just do the one then.
Basically, every time you want to try and perform a standard action beyond the first, the difficulty of everything goes up by 2 for each extra action you're doing.
Okay,
You can
gotcha.
theoretically do as many as you want,
as long as you're willing to. Right, yeah.
take the increased difficulty.
Yep. And then I'm going to actually have just moved to here, I think, so that I'm less easily adjacent to things. I
That
think.
will provoke an attack opportunity from the acolyte when you move out of their engagement. When you move away from them,
I would have
starting
had
on
to.
your-
I would have had to have done so anyway, right?
Yeah, but honestly, they're not taking it because they know that their knife is not good enough to get through your armor right now.
Okay.
They'll leave that to the dude with the hammer.
Yeah.
So yes, you would like to seize the initiative.
So yeah, I'm seizing the initiative for myself.
Fine by me.
I'm gonna move
Glory goes down to 3.
over to here, which is gonna provoke an attack from that acolyte hybrid potentially.
Yep. As they will take a swing with their cultist knife. That is an 8 to hit.
Yep, that it.
What's your defense?
My defense is 3.
All right, so they can put 2 of these into extra damage. That is 8 damage.
That's my resilience.
All right, so you take 1 shock instead of any damage.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna move over here, and I am going to. Can I multi-attack with 2 different weapons?
Yeah.
Would I just combine the attack rolls and then split them, or what do I do with that?
No, so you make 2 different attacks, but both of them, if you're multi-attacking, suffer a 2 DN penalty, so their defense is 2 higher than it would be normal.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to swing my force sword, my force plasma sword at the one in front of me, and then shoot with my Edekarn plasma pistol, the one to the right.
Okay.
Now, does Hunter mean that the Edekarn plasma pistol doesn't have the penalty, or no?
No, it just ignores the penalty for being injured.
Okay. So, what does salvo mean again, by the way?
If you expend all of the ammo, basically, you can use your weapon salvo to perform extra options. You can basically empty the gun's ammunition, which is to say you'll need to reload it. You'll need to want to use one of your 3 reloads afterwards, or you won't be able to fire it again, which is a minor action to reload a weapon. But when you do, you can get a certain number of benefits out of it. In this case, you can spend the salvo rating to either, if you're using the same weapon, like if you were to multi-attack both of them with your pistol, you could reduce the multi-attack difficulty by the salvo rating, or you can add bonus dice equal to the salvo rating to 1 attack with the pistol by emptying the gun, basically.
Okay. So I'm still gonna swing and shoot. So do I declare if I'm spending glory on the attack beforehand?
Yes.
Okay. I really want to get 2 guys down in 1 round. Do y'all mind if I spend 2 glory?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So I'm gonna spend 2 glory. Or 1 additional dice on each.
And 1 die on each, 1 bonus die on each one?
Yep. force sword first, and plasma
Nice.
pistol second. I'm going to spend a wrath to reroll a plasma pistol attack. Okay, so that's 6 on the sword and 4 with the complication on the pistol.
So the pistol will still miss because with the plus 2 DN, their defense goes from 3 to 5.
Okay.
But the sword does hit. And the pistol will jam and run out of ammo, so you'll need to spend a reload to fire it again anyway.
I don't know if I have any reloads.
You always have 3 reloads.
Okay. Can I just does that require an action, or do I just do that?
It takes a minor action, so
Okay.
out of your action economy.
So
or a simple action rather.
So I can't push any of those successes on the sword.
No, nothing shifts.
Okay. But that's okay.
It's 16
it's
damage with an AP of -4.
Yeah, 16 damage, AP -4 to the guy in front of me.
Its resilience is 7, so it drops to 3. And it only has 8 wounds, so it dies.
So yeah, so just comes around Blair, that knife scraping off the power armor gauntlet, takes that plasma sword, just rips through one, and then goes to fire, but the gun jams.
Enemy's turn now. The hybrid that you just tried to shoot is going to shank you back.
I'm mad. 1 higher, and I would have hit it.
At 7. Defense is what?
Yeesh.
3.
So I can shift both of those then.
The defense is based off of what?
It is typically
Initiative -1, I think.
yes.
It's a score above your resilience.
I know. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Equal to your initiative rating -1. Yeah.
And I'm wielding my sword though, so it's +1 with my because of parry.
Yes, with the parry quality of the sword, it is an additional +1.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a 3 rather than 2.
So yes,
10
that is
damage.
10 damage.
Yep. I will. Resilience is 8.
So you would take 2 wounds. Would you like to roll
My
determination?
wounds are higher than my shock, so I'll just take 2.
Okay.
Actually, no. 'Cause
Of course,
if I get wounded, I have the penalty on the sword, not the gun.
Yes.
The sword.
Yes,
So
you
I
got the penalty on
I
the
will
sword.
roll determination.
You soak one of them. You take
Can I
one
reroll-
shock and one
Can I
wound.
reroll determination?
Yeah, you can. You want to use your other wrath?
There
Okay,
you go.
you take none of it. You take 3. You take 2 shock.
Yeah.
Back to allies. Who's next?
Blair would like to go, if that's okay.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, my main objective there was keeping Blair from getting jumped
Wh-
by another one.
Is the guy that stabbed me still up?
Yeah,
Right in front
he's
of you,
standing.
yes.
He's standing. just-
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
I
mhm.
wasn't sure if that was him or not. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. She's gonna go ahead and use the bolt shotgun on him.
You are too close to use the shotgun right now.
Oh, then I'll use the axe.
Yep.
Been wanting to use that.
Yeah, plasma axe.
Do it.
You
Shiny new
cannot use
weapon.
any. You cannot use any ranged weapons aside from pistols while you are engaged with an enemy.
Okay.
Yep. That's definitely gonna hit. Roll your damage.
Nice.
12 damage. AP -3. Resilience 8 drops to 5. They are, which I think that might actually kill them exactly. 1 second.
That'd be
Eight
7 wounds.
Resilience 7 drops to 4. Yeah, no, they're
Oh.
dead.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yay!
That's
Nice.
exactly 8 wounds.
Nice. Take a head off.
X-Wing.
People who are left to go, the 2 acolytes have gone. So the abominant has gone, so just those 2 acolytes remain. As this one steps up and takes a swing at Remy and Laurel.
Bye, Remy.
We'll see.
That is going to be first a swing at Remy.
Maybe he's got an insane initiative.
Oh,
Remy's initiative is like 11, right?
Sure.
Does Remy strike you as a person with a lot of initiative?
He takes the initiative quite a bit. The number of times that man has gone off on his own and just done something,
That's fair.
otherwise unmotivated by anybody else in the group.
To help everyone, to be clear.
Oh yeah, no. But I'm saying he acts on his own initiative.
Yes, he does. This is factually true.
Okay, so
Not
for the
like
sake
an
of
upside down
determining
round.
how much extra
Laurel
damage you're in
and
danger of taking, what is your actual defense?
My actual defense is 0.
Your initiative is 1? Oh boy.
oh
I
God.
believe so. I mean, is that the defense is 0.
That sucks.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you
it should
can
be 1.
watch.
Your defense should be 1. Your initiative
gonna
is
say-
at least 2.
Everybody, yeah. Right. But regardless, you can still shift 3 of those
Then
and you crit.
explain why the sheet is fucking me.
I don't know. Hang on. Let me take a look. Because quite frankly, the sheet is not perfectly coded. As might be the case.
Do you have a negative modifier?
It's fuck. I don't know. It's conceivable.
Okay, apparently it just wasn't reading your initiative. It has adjusted itself to 1 now. Don't know why it was like that, but
Okay, so huge difference.
of what?
Massive
Twice
change.
as much.
My defense is 1.
Oh God.
It's fine. You guys are gonna love this sage.
I mean, yeah.
Tina will avenge you.
It's 11 damage. No AP, so your full resilience applies.
Oh, good. My full resilience of 3.
Again,
That's
And 9,
armor.
8.
8.
So if you roll, you can roll determination. If you would like to try and soak some of that onto your shock.
So
His entire
Is
health
there
bar
an
and shock
insta-kill?
in sum is less than 8.
is there an insta kill?
Only if it does like a shit ton of damage to you in one blow. Hang on.
Because
Like how much? We need to be clear on this.
I'm looking it up now. 1 second. On what the massive damage
Is
threshold
it double wounds?
massive damage. Clap, 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 clap. Combat.
Because I remember it's called
Damage
annihilation.
and dying.
Yes. If you suffer damage from a single attack that inflicts more than double your maximum wounds, you are dead. This is known as annihilation. So if you had taken a full 9 wounds out of that.
Oh, good. Then I'm fine. I'm only 1 off from that.
Yeah.
You were not annihilated. Congratulations.
Now, so theoretically,
Oh, good. So I took. So I have 1
Six
shock
damage.
and 0 wounds.
yep. So you take you fall over when you start dying. You immediately suffer a memorable injury, which is mostly cosmetic. Roll me a d6.
2.
You got the same thing that Laurel did. The slash of this knife across your torso hits one of the many guns that you have stashed in your jacket.
Did it explode for 9 damage?
Apparently, no, it did not explode to kill you. But it did set off some of the powder charges in the gun, which leaves you with a focused burn scar across your torso.
Okay, dope.
Cosmetic for now, but it is a scar. But you are now unconscious.
Question.
Well, not correction. You are dying. You are technically still in this fight. You can do things.
I hate to be that guy, but both of these attacks were crits, so doesn't he need to roll a critical wound as well?
Yeah.
Oh yes, one second.
The crit might kill you. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
That
We
could all been
wouldn't
for
want
nothing.
it to. We wouldn't want it to not kill me.
Look.
$31. It's not bad. I don't think they're usually worse the higher they get. If I remember
Well,
the
then we're
table
fine
correctly.
because me rolling high numbers. Are you kidding me?
It's only
Well,
if you have to
so
roll low.
actually,
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Okay, never mind.
Am I making a new character?
It literally means nothing because it would normally just inflict an extra mortal wound. You've soaked 2, you're fine. And the mortal wound is separate from the hit anyway, so you're still at 0. There's no negative wounds here.
Okay.
If it had been something that increased the damage by a lot, it might have been dangerous enough to kill you, but it was just 1 extra, and it's you soaked enough that you're not dying.
Oh, I see. So it could have. Yeah. Okay. So if I had not rolled any successes on my determination, I would be dead right
Yeah.
now.
correct.
Possibly,
Yeah,
yes.
if you hadn't
Possibly no. I would have taken 9 damage. I would be dead.
rolled- correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's not soften this blow.
Yes. If you hadn't rolled successes on
Yeah.
your determination, you would be dead.
Cool. I'm glad I've turned my character upside down. I did that beforehand. I need to point out.
Anyway, it needs to roll its damage on Laurel. It doesn't get to... Laurel's defense is higher. It only gets to shift 1 of these.
But it crit on her
Also
as well,
crit
right?
Laurel.
Yep.
It may or may not actually get through her
Yeah.
resilience, though. Yeah, her resilience is 10. Doesn't even get through her
Yep.
armor, so
Okay. Yep.
There's
She's
no
fine.
crit to be had.
Ting.
Armor is good.
It is.
Armor is how you not die in this game.
Yep.
Oh.
And now it's Remy's turn.
Or Laurel, but you can't...
Laurel,
so
yeah.
while you are dying, you are still in this fight. You just have a much more limited action economy.
So I'm still conscious, technically.
Yes, you are still conscious and can fight.
You're
I'm
just
a
bleeding
shoot.
out.
So
Yeah,
while you
Shoot somebody.
While you are considered dying, let me pull up the thing so I have a full spread on this.
You are prone.
So you are
Whatever you
prone
take.
on the ground, and you can take only one of the following actions. You can crawl, take a basic combat action like shooting someone, or fall back. So you can shoot your pistol at him.
Fall back. Fall back as of from the ground that I'm on. Yeah, no, I'm a shoot.
All right. So shoot him with your pistol. You got a +1 DN because you're very injured, but
Oh, +1. Okay. Well,
you can theoretically hit him if you use your wrath to reroll that and it's a 6, then you do hit him.
1 in 6 chance.
you're
Do it.
saying I have with my odds,
You have a 1 in 6 chance.
I have a
yes.
17% chance of this succeeding. What the fuck? What else would I use wrath
Which-
for?
Would you like to add an extra die on there with glory?
You could do that.
Because you do have 1 glory left.
Sure, why not? Nope.
Technically speaking, order of operations, you would have added that before the reroll, so roll that one again too.
Okay. Nope.
So close. That puts you at 3. You needed 4.
Wobbly arms. It happens.
Sweet. I gotta go figuring out a good name.
Hey, Aristarchus gets a turn.
as you're bleeding
There are
on
a
the
lot
ground,
of fucked up people in here right now. I'm just saying.
There are 2 fucked up people and Blair is practically fine.
As you're laying there on the ground, you sort of bring this revolver up and fire it, but your vision's already kind of wobbling, and so the shot goes wide.
40k main.
Minions
Generator.
just gonna. You're doing it wrong.
The last acolyte hybrid is gonna step over here, and they're gonna
Throw a
Use
grenade that hits us all.
they're gonna use their auto pistol to try and shoot Aristarchus and Tina.
Ah, okay.
Come on, buddy.
It's just gonna ping off.
That is 4 hits to hit Aristarchus and 5 for Tina.
My defense is 2, so he can technically shift that one if he wants.
My defense is also 2, so that hits.
Oh, wait, but he wasn't at higher DN because he was hitting both of us, was he?
Nope. Again,
Okay.
they have second strike.
Oh, right.
They can attack 2 people without penalties. When they go to 3 or more, then they start suffering.
That's when they start getting penalties, yeah.
It's only 9 damage going at Aristarchus.
Nope, not even close.
All right. And then 7 at Tina. That's not anywhere
Nah.
near going to deal damage. As it
Pings
steps
off.
up and fires the auto pistol, just a spray of bullets that just sort of spread and just ping off of the metallic surfaces of your armors. That brings it back to the top. Allies, who would like to go?
I want to fix Remy.
Fine.
Could I go before you fix Remy so I can potentially get rid of one more attacker that could stab people?
Okay.
I am going to.
But if they stab Remy while he's down, it's your fault.
that's fair.
I support this.
I'll take that responsibility.
I'm sure Cirrus will feel awful.
So I'm going to. What is it? Minor free action to reload, or
My simple action. So you have your move, your standard, and your simple action.
so simple
You
action.
use your simple action to reload.
So simple action reload. I'm going to sacrifice my movement to aim at the one next to me with the pistol, and I'm going to fire.
Okay.
So it's just.
So aiming gives you an extra +1 to hit, +1 dice to hit.
Yep.
That's definitely a hit, and you can
Nice.
shift that extra die.
Cool. I'm going to shift it for extra damage.
You could also shift it for glory. But
We
you're out of glory right now.
having more glory is good, and these
Yeah,
aren't hard
yeah,
to
I'll shift
kill.
it for glory. I'll shift it for glory.
Now roll your damage.
My extra damage dice. So 16
Yeah.
AP minus 3.
Oh, it's very dead.
So yeah. So very rapidly reload. Put the barrel of the blaster to its face and just fire.
And yeah, there's a searing burst of bright orange plasma, and its head just melts under the onslaught of this pistol, which
Now-
leaves a scorch mark in the wall behind it.
I might suggest Aristarchus sees the initiative and heal Remy.
Yeah, with that glory that you just earned, for instance.
Sounds good. I'll spend if everybody's cool with it. I'll spend our one and only glory and seize the initiative and heal Remy. Try to heal Remy.
You guys are no fun.
I mean, I could
Get
just
your
shoot
ass
you.
up, motherfucker.
So you give him back 3 wounds. Oh wait, no. Do you have anything that increases the number of wounds you restore to humans?
I don't think I've gotten any medic.
Does your Medicaid Mechadendrite do anything? on that?
Medicaid. No, it just functions as a medikit and a diagnoster.
Medicaid do any
and-
of that.
Yeah, no, medikit lets me just lets me do the restore shock and eliminates any penalties.
Yep.
So yeah. Now I don't. There might be talents that I could take that would help me restore more wounds, but I haven't taken any of those yet.
Yep.
So
Yeah, you heal 3 wounds. Remy gets
will-
back 3 wounds.
I will say, as I blow this thing's head off, I'm looking over my shoulder. Tina, are you really going to let that thing think it's bigger than you?
Speaking of that thing and thinking it's bigger than her.
Yeah.
I did put another glory back in. Oh no, wait, we can't seize the initiative twice, can we?
No, you can't.
Okay.
You do get we do another glory, which is nice.
Yes,
Yep.
we did get another glory.
But yeah, speaking of it thinking that it's bigger than you, the
Sure.
Abominant is going to go
Yep.
and is going to swing that sledgehammer at Tina.
Yep.
It's okay.
Now it is unwieldy. I need to remember what that does.
Just look.
Don't know.
Despite
I'm
all
at-
their rage,
Means it needs to
Tina's
get-
still
No
just
shock,
an-
so-
Needs to get
we'll see.
15 successes on the roll, or it drops the hammer and doesn't deal any damage.
Activate unwieldy weapons have their DN increased by an amount equal to the unwieldy rating. Cool.
I had a quick question. There's no thing I need to do or like penalty for having no shock left, right?
No. Well, there is a penalty for having no shock left. You're exhausted.
Okay.
Which is 1 second.
I don't remember what that does.
Conditions exhausted. Da, 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 da.
Page 199.
So your action economy is very limited right now. You can only
Okay.
walk or crawl, perform basic combat action, or fall back.
Oh, I
You
don't like that.
may not roll determination.
Yep, that makes
Any
sense.
shock suffered by an exhausted character is immediately converted into mortal wounds.
Okay, cool.
So its hammer is unwieldy, so it does actually increase your defense by 1 because it's
That's
swinging a
good.
hammer that is not very easy to swing.
Cool.
And it only got what's your defense?
3 then.
So it hits you exactly with
Yeah.
exactly 4.
All right. Yep.
So it's going to roll 46, 2 more damage. So that is going to be 18 damage coming at you.
Oof.
Ooh. Right. Okay.
18
That kills
minus
me.
3. Well, what's your resilience?
11. Okay. Wait. No, that doesn't. That's 7.
So minus 3, 10, 9, 8.
Wait.
so
Wait. Hang on.
10 damage.
8. 10 damage.
Which you can't roll determination.
10 damage. Yeah, I'm at 0.
So it does smack Tina down with that hammer.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, the answer was yes.
Yeah.
Question.
It's real big. It's bigger than me.
Did Laurel try and shoot anything last round?
Oh, that's right. Laura should
No.
have taken a shot. Hang on. I'll give Laura a quick turn real quick, and then she can have a second one at the end of this. She is going to take a couple swings. She's going to swing her plasma sword at this acolyte hybrid and shoot her shuriken pistol at the abominant. She's going to move.
enemies
No,
suffer the
not use her
same
move. She's going to aim for the
wound penalty?
abominant. She absolutely hits the
Acolyte?
acolyte, and
You can shift that for glory.
she also hits the abominant. So her gun does run out of ammo on this. She will shift both of those for glory.
Go.
And there's now 3 glory in the pool. Or actually just 2 because you used the one that was there.
Wait.
Oh, no, 3. Yeah, there are 3.
Wait. Hang on, I
Oh.
just remembered something that I just took. Die hard.
yeah?
When you suffer more wounds than your maximum, you are not dying. I roll on the memorable injuries table and heal 1 wound.
Cool. So roll me a d6 for your memorable injury.
Okay.
Also, does the wound make it harder for the thing to hit Tina?
It hit her exactly because she had a defense of +1. So normally 2, up to 3, up to 4 because it was injured.
And it
So
rolled
it
4.
hit her exactly with 4.
Yep. Yeah. What cool scar do I have now?
You have.
Ooh.
Where is the wounds and dying? Your traumatic injury is a torn ear. The hammer
got my
strike hit you
hat.
in the side of the head, and part
I
of your
got my
ear came
hat.
off in the impact.
In the impact. Yep.
Okay.
So
That's
first, the
alright,
damage
just
on
put
that
some
plasma
s-
sword.
Put some spit on it, it'll go right back.
Well, fuck.
Super dead.
10, 9, 8, 7. It's actually the Acolyte Hybrid's not dead. It has exactly 1 wound left.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But what about that shirt? What that shuriken pistol do now?
It already did.
The Shuriken pistol, 12 damage, which will put 3 more because I don't think didn't roll well enough to get any AP on that. But it will put 3 more wounds on the Abominant.
Every little bit helps.
And then Ally's turn.
I'd like to go.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit this thing as I kind of wobble sideways and then just sort of like barrel into it. With my
Swing big chopper.
chopper. Yep.
You want to aim first?
Can't.
You can only do one thing.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because
Yep.
you're exhausted.
Also,
Yep.
aim only affects ranged attacks, anyways.
Okay, gotcha.
Which is why
But I am gonna
which is
try
why I
and
shot with my
hit.
pistol.
That's fair. Oh, baby.
You hit it. It's definitely a hit.
And
Its
Excellent.
defense is you're up by 1 because you're injured. Its defense is currently 4, so you can shift 2 of those.
Cool. I would do those.
One
Let's
for-
do it
one
both
for
for damage.
Double for damage? Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
This
Two
thing
extra
has
damage.
And you crit it.
And you
Alright,
get
so-
a 3rd bonus damage die again because you're injured.
Okay. So
Your total damage bonus dice is 3.
3. Okay. Sweet.
Hot.
20.
Damn.
Well, shit. Roll me the d66 for your critical hit. And you gain a
Okay.
glory automatically.
Yeah. 33.
Critical hit table.
And if you gain a glory, do you get the
Merciless
glory effect
strike.
too?
A blow to the foe's body steals the breath from their lungs, pulverizing their innards with a nasty crunch. Target suffers a mortal wound, and you can spend a glory. You can spend any amount of glory for +1 mortal wound for every glory you spend.
I don't think you need
Oh.
Burn
Spend it all.
burn,
Spend it
yeah.
all.
For
Bet
the
your
Just
farm.
because.
Bet your
All right.
farm.
I want us to be
Oh.
out of glory.
4.
All right, you spend all 4 of the glory for 5
Uh-huh.
mortal wounds dealt to it immediately.
Yeah. 5
And
more wounds and...
of the 20 damage that you just dealt to it with an AP of 1, 8 are retracted, so there's 12 plus 5. You just did 17 wounds to this thing, which is more than it had maximum.
Yes.
It had 16 wounds max and had already been dealt 9. It is very dead.
Excellent. Beautiful.
Fuck yeah. Go Tina.
As Tina, staggering under the immense blow from this hammer, just sort of leans to the side a second and just uppercuts with the big chopper and takes this abominant's head off in the wild swing.
Yep.
Now it's no longer bigger than you.
Yeah, sort of half as big because it fell over.
There's only 2 enemies left, and they're in defending the hive mode, so there's no running for them. This one is going to step over here and try and shoot Saris and Blair with the auto pistol.
Yes, make me angry.
Baraka,
Do it.
baraka, baraka.
That worked
So
so,
first
well for
Saris.
the 2 over here.
And then Blair, no shifts, so it's just regular damage. 7 damage at Saris, 7 damage at
My
Blair.
resilience is 8.
So you take
Yes,
nothing.
so is mine.
You both take nothing.
Ping, 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 ping. Really?
Ally's turn.
Can I go?
Didn't you already go this
You
round?
already went.
Oh, wait. Oh, have we
Yeah.
all gone?
Yeah, you were top of
Blair
the
has
order.
not gone.
We haven't.
Yeah,
we
you
haven't.
seized
reviewed
Never
initiative.
mind. Sorry, I thought we were at the top again.
Blair and Laurel are 2
Yeah.
remainers.
Well, Laurel
Mhm.
went already.
No,
No,
Laura
that was
took
her
her turn
missed
from
turn
last turn.
last round.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Blair will go ahead and go.
All right. You are at range to use your shotgun right now if you want.
Yeah. I want to play with my new toys. I will go for this guy
Hot
that's in front
swap.
of me.
There you go.
So you can choose your move action to aim if you want to get an extra dice on that.
Yes.
So you can in your attack BD, in your ABD, you can add 1 to your attack.
All right.
Shotgun.
Remy also hasn't gone this turn yet. I don't think.
Correct.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice, that's a hit. And you can shift that one for glory or damage.
For damage, please.
So put 1 in your damage bonus dice,
Mm-hmm.
and then roll it.
boom.
15 AP.
15 damage at an AP of -1. So that brings 7 down to 6. That makes it 9 wounds. He's dead.
Hey.
Well done.
As you just sort of having this auto pistol clank off the armor that you've been given by Ema, you just sort of look down at the barely scrapes that have come off your armor and look up at the acolyte, level the shotgun, pull the trigger, the barrel revolves, the hammer pulls back, slam, and a solid slug just punches straight through its chest and then detonates.
Nice.
Beautiful shot, Miss Blair.
Thank you, Aristarchus.
The last remaining acolyte hybrid is going to try and attack Tina because Tina's very injured and might go down.
Maybe.
Use its claw because it actually might do more with it. That's 2.
My defense is 2.
So it hits you exactly.
Has it been injured yet?
Oh, you're right. It has. So it misses.
Hey.
So it tries to swipe at you with its rending claw, but it's too injured. Its injury, its claw just sort of scrapes off the back of your armor.
Oh, I saw something. Hang on.
Remy, would you like to try and shoot this thing?
Please do.
Sure, I suppose.
You can sacrifice your movement to aim if you'd like.
Nice. Oh wait. Oh yeah, because he's back up. Yeah. Mhm.
I am not back up. Who said that I stood up?
Well, you're still prone.
I
but you're not dying.
like you're not
Yeah.
dying, so you can actually aim if you want to.
Oh. No,
That sort of up. Just no. Okay.
just no.
Oh, that's right.
You level the revolver again, and you pull the trigger.
Please tell me it explodes in my face and kills me.
Well,
I'm kidding.
Just your luck, Remy. You pull the trigger and it goes click.
Oh,
and nothing
no,
happens.
no.
Reliable.
Oh, it's reliable. It doesn't malfunction. That's right.
Nice.
It's reliable. So the gun fires and you just miss.
Yeah.
You feel like it's gonna click and not and jam, knowing your luck, but the gun still goes off.
Okay.
There's that moment of hesitation of like, this is gonna go bad. Okay. There's no enemies left.
Well, we still have the one.
He's already gone. He just went.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean? Sorry, I thought you meant alive. I was like, no, there's still
There's
one.
no enemies left to go.
Laurel.
So Laurel will put this thing out of its misery with her dual plasma swords. It's
My
still
God.
a hit because she's uninjured. And it's still dead.
Good job, Laurel.
As she just sort of spins the plasma sword and cuts this thing down. And sort of looks over at everyone else as the pile of bodies are around. That was significantly more dangerous than our previous encounter.
Ooh.
I don't recall there being one of those, I say, pointing at the giant one.
You're telling me,
No.
Miss Laurel. Hey, Tina, bend down here. Let me have a look at you.
I will attempt to do so without falling over.
Can I make another Medicae on Tina?
Yeah, you can try the one now that we're out of combat.
Yes, please fix my shock and or wounds. Really, I guess either would work. Hot damn.
There's some more glory. So 1.
I'm down 6 wounds and I'm down 5 shock.
Okay, well, you get 3 wounds back.
Sweet.
And then let me look at the Medicae for shock.
Outside of combat, you can attempt each of those tests once per target.
Okay.
Ooh. music
Otherwise,
got
you'll need to let
dramatic.
them rest.
Yeah. Oh. You get 4 shock back.
Nice.
There's another glory for us.
Can you shift those 2 things to do more?
It doesn't say I can on the Medicae thing that way. So I'll leave that up to the GM.
If it doesn't say that you can shift for extra effect, then you probably can.
Okay, no worries then. Alright, so let's get Tina back up a bit. Now we're gonna look at Remy again. Alright, Mr. Mara.
Who still has not stood up.
Just lay down, make yourself comfortable. It's fine.
What the fuck do you think I'm doing?
Trying to be comfortable in a radiated sewer.
Yup.
Oh, there's a ruin, but not bad. You get 3 more wounds back. So that's, whatever.
All of them.
Yep. And 3 shock back.
All of them.
There you go.
When you
Yeah.
start low, you don't need much healing.
That is a true statement, yes.
And then Blair. Blair
I'm
gets...
fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
I am... Miss Blair, you are out of everyone here. You have been under my medical care the longest. And therefore, I am your primary care provider, as they say. And I will let you know when you need to be worried about. And
What
when
I'm
you do
hearing
not.
is, bitch, literally shut up.
So you get 3 wounds back. And 4 is enough. And 3 shock back.
All right. Thank you, Aristarchus.
Absolutely. And 3 shock back for Saris as well.
Thank you.
Since Saris did not take any wounds.
All right.
Now, I think that's about as much of a field patch-up as I can manage. Is your Inquisitor around here anywhere? Mayor Martinos?
I'm looking
I
around
would
to
be-
see if there's any... Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
I will be really disappointed if they are. And just sat back and said, let's see how this works out.
Oh, you mean like a trial by fire sort of evaluation on us?
It's actually
Like
fairly,
a chicken shit kind
it's
of
actually
thing.
a fairly common assessment tactic when assessing.
Hey, speaking of chicken shit, Mr. Mara, you seem to be sitting in a little spot of
I am fully aware. It is just, I am comfortable at this moment.
All right, it is a bit. You were injured, and usually having feces in a wound, bad combination. But I'll leave that up to you. I'm only a consultant physician for you at this point, so.
I will look around to see if there was any sign that the Inquisitorial party passed through here, or if there's any sign that they are waiting around the corner, assessing us.
Roll awareness.
Because it's absolutely a thing that they would do, that an Inquisitorial party would do, is wait and see. 2.
Chicken shits.
So the thing that you do here, as you sort of focus and sort of strain as the battle dies down and sort of listen, down one hallway you hear the report of bolter fire, the deep
This way.
thudding thumps of bolt
Yeah.
weapons firing off.
This way, I say as I start marching that way. And I'm going to go ahead and reach up and just thumb the Inquisitorial seal out of where it's been tucked away, so that it's hanging very plainly to see as I walk.
Are you walking or running?
Walking quickly.
Okay.
Speed walking.
I don't. This is my assessment of them.
Aha. Can
Not
I
a
take
not
the
a jog,
giant
not a
hammer?
stroll, more of a stride.
Yes.
Yeah, you can take the hammer if you want.
Excellent. Can I use the giant hammer? I don't know how big it is or if I can use it. This thing was rather large.
It is a power sledgehammer. You can theoretically wield it.
Excellent.
You
I would
use your
like to
finger.
loot.
It's gonna be fine.
Is Remy grabbing any of these auto pistols off of the acolytes?
I don't think he has room for any more.
I love the image of like Derringer Remy, like you open your coat, it's just dozens of pistols. When one of them
I just
jams,
like the
throw
idea
it
that-
and grab another one.
Right, when there's a complication on a pistol that actually jams and stuff, he doesn't reload it. He just throws
he
it
just
away and grabs a
chucks
different
it at
one.
him.
Right.
Like a-
They just
Just like
smack
the
him in the
disposable
face with it,
flossers.
pulls another one.
You're already working
The
on
problem
that
is-
tier 3 archetype Desperado. You just don't know it.
Yes. Problem is, there will absolutely come a point when, like, something's going to explode, and, like, all of my guns are going to explode at the same time.
There's the stat line for the power sledgehammer for you, Laura.
Ooh. Okay.
Like-
What does hindered mean?
If you hit someone with it, they are considered hindered for their
Oh.
next turn, which increases
Okay.
the end of their next action.
Gotcha.
By
All
one.
right.
It's a debuff status.
It rocks their bell when you hit them with it.
Sweet. I will take it.
However, it is
Normally-
unwieldy, which means the DN to swing it is one higher than normal.
Okay.
But yeah, if everybody seems pretty much upright and more or less mobile, Remy can make his own decisions. Aristarchus will be following Ceres.
Yeah, he will eventually get up,
Okay.
obviously.
Yep. Following.
So, Ceres, you make your way down the hall towards the sound of bolter fire, and you can hear the revving of chain swords as well. The sound of a massive chain weapon being used. You are making your way closer to it, and you see there's one door in between what you're pretty certain is you in the battlefield. You step up to the door and hit the button to open it. And as you open it, the door lifts, and you find yourself face to face with one of those massive abominant creatures as it seems to be staring down at you for a second. And as it looks like it's as you lean back to react for a second, it sort of starts to lurch forward at you, and the tip of a chain sword erupts from its chest from behind as the blade punches through its back, and you are splattered with gore as the sawing teeth of this chain sword punches through and then rips upward as its body is bifurcated vertically as it begins to fall over to either side of you as you're splattered with gore.
Reach out. Holster the pistol. Wipe my face. Look at the person that just insulted me.
As you open your eyes, walking away from you, you find yourself looking at the back of an enormous armored figure. They stand approximately 8.5 feet tall, adorned in completely black armor. The armor is smooth and clean, as if it had never seen a day of wear, despite the massive amount of blood splatter spread across it. The left arm of this armor is adorned with a silver pauldron that is marked with myriad engravings and runes. The left arm of the armor entirely silver along with it, the only different color between the black of the rest of their attire. The backpack, the vents of the backpack that powers their armor seeming to pulse softly as they emit an amount of air, as this titan of a figure stands amongst the gore and splattered decay of no less than a dozen of those smaller acolyte hybrids that had been a danger to you, and at least 3, now that that last one has died, of those massive abominants, all of which they seem to have dispatched by their own hand. This lone, single angel of death.
Is there no color pauldron on the other shoulder?
From what you see of it, there is the blue. There is a blue plane with the white ultra symbol of Ultramar on the other shoulder.
So as I wipe my face and spit some of the blood out. Hail, Astartes of the Death Watch.
For the rest of you, Tina, this is the first time you've run into a human who's bigger than you.
Ooh.
And for the rest of you, you are looking at a being out of myth. The individual standing in front of you is told in religious stories as one of the Emperor's angels of death, his personal warriors to fight his greatest battles, the superhuman beings of arcane biology who are crafted to wage his wars. And an individual one of them is said to be the equivalent of a battalion of lesser men. As this individual space marine, this Adeptus Astartes, turns to look at the group of you. And the deep, filtered voice comes through the helmet. You bear the icon of the Inquisition.
Sarus Artinos, interrogator of the Ordo Malleus. And company. Say, gesturing towards the others with specific indication towards the orc and the Eldar.
The individual sort of nods and looks across to the bodies around. As you see, my work with the Ordo Xenos has led me to this hive of gene-stealer taints. It is my mission to purge the Patriarch and ensure that the spread is halted.
Then we share a similar mission. Are you working with an Inquisitor from the Ordo Xenos?
I am here alone.
So this is not the person that I'm looking for, technically. Or would this count?
You were told that it was an inquisitorial agent.
An inquisitorial agent? Okay. Are there no others from your Ordo?
I was dispatched alone. I requested the assignment.
Delightful.
Question. Do I have the authority to request their assistance in this and other matters?
Technically speaking, the Inquisition has a lot of authority when it comes to Space Marines. Space Marines are very difficult to order to do anything.
Correct. I just don't know. I don't know. If it was a Grey Knight, I wouldn't hesitate. But because of the Death Watch, I don't know, because they're Ordo Xenos, and I don't know what the proprietary lines are.
You can always make the request.
Okay. We were searching for you, and any others that you may have been working with, though I see you are alone. In addition to hunting down the Gene Stealer menace, we are also faced with seeking and scourging from the face of this planet a member of the
Militarum Traitoris.
Yeah.
Yes,
a member of the Militarum Traitoris. One, fuck, why am I forgetting all the proper nouns? What's his name?
Tycho.
Tycho
Morderic.
One Tycho Morderic, a veteran from the insert name of what
The First War for Armageddon. Yeah.
What was that?
The First War for Armageddon.
Veteran from the First War of Armageddon, who has come to this planet to sow the seeds of the enemy, and has already summoned tainted creatures from the warp. I would request your aid if it is available.
The individual nods and sort of turns to face you. With the chainsword and bolt pistol that they carry on their waist, you can see that there is a full on bolt gun like clipped to one leg, but it doesn't look like it was drawn for this fight. They reach up with one hand and grab the helmet, and there's a hiss of depressurizing locks as they lift it up. And you are greeted by a feminine face. Long red hair pulled back into a tight ponytail that sort of traces down from about that sort of falls out from the helmet and rests just around the collar of her armor. It is a pleasure to meet all of you. I am, as you know, an ultramarine and a servant of the Death Watch. I came to this planet as it is familiar to me. My name is Hyphrasia Tandris. It is a pleasure to meet you. And with that, that's where we're going to end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.